Hello everyone, welcome to another video for Tauren TBC. Today I've got some awesome skirmish matches for you. These are with random arena partners from the arena server. And I wanted to show you the viability of the Elemental Shaman with a lot of different compositions against some of the most meta compositions. So here we are against Rogue Priest. I missed the purge on the Rogue there as he came by. You'll see that I dropped my totems below the stone pillars, so if they want to break the totems, they're going to have to break LOS and do a lot of bad stuff. Going to get a full purge into a lust. The mage breaks his own sheep, which I was kind of confused by. You'll see that I do not drop searing totem. When you play with a mage, polymorph is kind of the flow of the match, and you want to make sure that you don't break that. The only reason you'll ever drop your searing totem, or your magma totem preferably, is to get rogues in combat. So I wish I would have had a searing totem back there by the rogue, but instead I go for a quick little frost shock. You'll see me drop the searing totem there to see if I can get him into combat. I don't. Mage is going to start running out of mana here, and that's a big problem for us. Tremor's going to break this, thanks to my Tremor totem being below. Just like the subscribe button. Anyways, the mage is going to get trained here, but he's kiting the rogue really well. I'm focusing the priest, so they're going to actually go for a full defensive reset. Priest is going to kite around this pillar. Rogue's going to go for a cheap shot to guarantee a full reset on his health. And then my mage is actually going to back up for getting some of his mana back behind the pillar that I'm currently at. So keep an eye on my mage partner. I'm just going to go for as much damage as possible, so you're going to see me launch as many spells just to keep the mana advantage low. He's already popped most of his cooldowns. He still has Pain Sup. He's holding on to it really greedy though. I'm going to go for some damage onto the rogue. Going to go for a purge, I believe. And this is going to be the kill on the priest. Shadow combo. GG. So everybody, when they play against an Elemental Shaman, they rotate to dodge your spells. So the mage, or your partner, should be rotating on the opposite side to make sure one of you can always be securing your burst. And that's a win, Elemental Shaman Frost Mage against Rogue Priest. So this is a Resto Druid and me versus Rogue Mage. This is the stereotypical counter comp to everything because of the large amounts of CC they have. This mage doesn't use his brain, charges forward, gets me into combat. They decide to open me, go me with everything. My druid does the exact right thing and puts a cyclone out to stop their pressure. I pop all of my burst to make sure they start playing defensively. It works, the rogue vanishes. That goes onto a blind, which then goes into a cheap shot. If the rogue would have opened me here, I would be dead. But he doesn't, and I use Nature's Swiftness to heal myself into a grounding totem. Get my lesser healing wave here. I'm just going to focus on surviving, because the druid can kite the rogue for a very long time, and I can actually kill this mage. So the heal goes off here. Druid's going to start playing defensively. He's going to come over to me to save my life because I'm actually losing control here. And here comes my wombo combo. That's GG. He already used his block offensively, which is very common in a rogue mage comp. So when you see that mage pop their block in the opener, you can basically guarantee a kill onto the mage as long as your partner can survive the rogue. Okay, you're an Elemental Shaman. You see a warrior. What do? You full purge, kill him. Warriors are just such good targets because they have to be on top of you and they only have one kick, and then their fear can be broken by Tremor. Now, I happen to be playing with an Enhancement Shaman here, so for those of you trying to decide between Elemental and Enhancement, watch this. They're going to go me because that's what they always do, and they should because Elemental Shamans are cannons. My Enhancement Shaman is actually allowed to play super aggro here. He should be running at them. Here it goes. He's got his shield out, and here's our opener onto the Priest. The Enhancement Shaman does a great job of staying on the Priest. He gets one purge, I get the other. I get to Tremor him out of that fear. And as you can see, the Warrior's not really doing much against me because we're not feeding him rage on top of him. We actually decided to go Priest here because the Enhancement Shaman can just purge everything. So that's Pain Sup. We've already endured Pain Sup, and that's a huge Windfury crit. So I'm running with Elemental Mastery and Nature's Swiftness. Like, there it is. I get a heal off with one, Frost Shock with the Nature's Swiftness, and that's a Chain Lightning. This is going to be the kill. Probably a Windfury crit. There it is. So the reason we didn't go the Warrior is because the Enhancement Shaman is just going to feed him Rage. And I can basically half kite against Warriors because we're just not pumping absolute massive Rage into him. And as you see, the best class in the game took out not exactly a meta comp, but he's a decent comp of a Disc Priest and a Warrior. Now this is actually another viable Elemental Shaman comp. This is a Elemental Shaman. He passes me the healthstones, which I'm so thankful for. I'm going to pop that on my 5 keybind. A couple of you have asked about keybind videos. I do have that in the works, but they take forever, and if you don't have a Razer Naga mouse, you should probably get one from Amazon immediately. I don't have a link in the description, just go get one. This is a Soul Link Warlock, so he's just going to play super aggressive. I stay in Ghost Wolf until I can get a hit onto anything. Most likely going to get... There's the sap, here's the opener onto me. Now, it's a Resto Druid, which means that this rogue doesn't have a ton of damage. So I'm just going to go for heals. He's going to get the kick onto me because unfortunately I'm in NA and this specific server I'm playing on has bad ping. So I can't get the fake kick. So anyways, I'm just going to keep the kite going. I just have to survive because my Warlock will eventually rot everybody down. And the minute I see anybody drop below like 50%, I can easily get the kill. Now there's the 50% mark on the Druid. He panics, doesn't have NS. I believe it got purged by my Warlock. Nature Swiftness, Chain Lightning, Frost Shock, and now I can just play tag with a rogue. My Warlock does the exact right thing and fears. Alright, this is a game with a rogue. Rogue Elemental Shaman can work. However, one of the problems with playing with a rogue... Oh, my goodness. Another thing with this server is that sometimes you can just leave arena games. There's no punishment for it. So we ended up not being able to play that. But that was a 2v1. We owned him. But on rogue and Ellie Shaman, you play off the sap and burst down your main target. You vanish... blind the sap target, and finish off your main target. Okay, this is a Resto Druid Mage. Not a super meta comp, but 2 very, very strong classes in TBC against one very strong class, which is the Shadow Priest, and then, of course, the Elemental Shaman, which, if you ask anybody in the world, is not an amazing class. That's because there's no popular streamers on it. Anyways, so I'm going to start purging off the Mage. I got the Frostberry already. He puts up another one like an idiot, so I purged it again. He now has no defensives. Shadow Priest does the exact right thing, gets up there in his face. Here's the Druid, guaranteed Cyclone on me, but he didn't use a Cyclone, he actually used Entangling Roots. This was a huge mistake, because watch this. Boom, Nature Swiftness, Elemental Mastery. That's the block. And now I get to heal up, because there's no counterspell, and the Druid's LOSing me, which is really interesting. I'm going to go for a Stomp here. I believe I missed the Mage, which is frustrating, but I do get 1 heal off, which is huge. My Shadow Priest is going to pop off onto this Mage right here. Notice how I'm LOSing me. Sorry, I'm LOSing the Mage, but giving my Shadow Priest the LOS of the target. So he can 1v1, and I'm just chilling here while the Druid's focused on trying to interrupt me. No heals, instant kill. So that's how you play against a Mage. You basically have your partner do most of the damage while they train you like an absolute idiot. And it's fantastic. Alright, another game with a Warlock. You're going to love these Warlock games because it really just shows off the burst ability. This Warlock doesn't give me a healthstone, which is super lame, especially against a comp with an enhancement. He does apologize, thankfully. Anyway, so we're a Shadow Priest enhancement. I included this game just to show you the burst ability of an Elemental Shaman. I'm going to give him Lust here. Going to get a full purge onto the enhancement. And for all you guys wanting to play enhancement, consider Elemental because of this moment right here. Going to get Feared. Here's the Tremor Totem Break. Chain Lightning. Lightning Bolt. Watch the Lightning Bolt casts here. This is going to be a hard cast Lightning Bolt into a Nature Swiftness Lightning Bolt. Get an Overcharge proc. Boom. 6k damage. Absolutely insane. And the Priest is actually almost dead because of the Warlock's Rot. So that's why this comp is awesome. It's just the constant pressure from the lock with the added burst ability of the Elemental Shaman is really, really awesome. I didn't even have a Lock Rock, which you can actually get 2 on this server. One is super strong and one is weak. I'm not sure if that's going to be in retail TBC, but we'll see. Anyways, so this is Elemental Disc Priest. This is, in my opinion, the best 2's comp that Elemental Shamans can play in, and I'm going to hopefully give you a good demonstration as to why in this game. He's actually really new to Disc Priest in TBC. I think, yeah, he said right there in the chat. We're playing against Enhancement Warlock, which is one of the Enhancement 2's comps that's actually pretty good. Going to get a full purge onto this Shaman here. And he's doing a great job of LOSing me, which is a big issue. However, I do get a little bit of distance on him, which means I get free casts. Someone's about to die. See how he drops below 33%? He does get a purge onto my nature swiftness, so I immediately frost shock, and I get the elemental mastery crit, which then kills the target with ironically, damage from the priest. Now you'll notice that the priest hasn't really done very many hard cast heals. He's just staying on the butt and doing the occasional extra damage on the lock, and then he'll toss out some instant heals onto himself or me if he needs it via Prayer of Mending. That's the viability of the comp right there, is I just get to sit there and cast if they go on him, because lots of people target Disc Priest. Or if they go me, the Disc Priest actually gets to do either mana burn for pressure on caster comps, or straight up damage on double damage comps. Comps that make that are actually difficult for Elemental Shaman Disc Priest are going to be mirror comps, meaning damage healer. So like Rogue Druid will be tough, Warlock Druid will be tough, and that's just because you're stuck. So again, someone left the arena, so we couldn't play. That was a bummer. So this is a comp that a lot of people think are really good, so I actually got a couple demos of it. This is a Arms Warrior Elemental Shaman. I'm actually going to be dropping Windfury for him, and there he is, the warrior. What are we going to do to a warrior? Blow him to pieces. So every time you see a warrior, you're just going to cast everything. Going to get purges, probably going to pop Bloodlust after the full purge. There's Lust. I'm going to get as many hard casts as I can. I do see him pop Spell Reflect, which means I can absolutely pop off at this point. Waiting for the time. I'm sitting in a Cyclone. Going to hold my Trinket because they're not doing any damage. The warrior's sitting on me, which is hilarious. And at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to pop off and solo the warrior here. War Stomp into Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt got reflected. Second one got interrupted. Chain Lightning, Elemental Mastery into a Frost Shock is a GG. And that is the issue when you face an Elemental Shaman. If you drop below 5k, you're probably dead. Alright, we have another game here with my preferred comp against a meta comp. So here I am dropping totems. In my opinion, the best place for totems is an Elemental Shaman. You're going to go up to the top and Ghost Wolf, especially against a rogue, so you don't get sapped, because if you get sapped, you're at a massive disadvantage. I'm going to try to keep my butt to the edge, see if I can get a Shadow Step off, so he steps off. Don't get it. He saps the priest. I'm getting full purges onto the priest, which is awesome. And then I'm probably going to swap to the rogue and get full purges onto him. Yep, there's the full purge onto the rogue. And then once you get the full purge, it's usually a really good time to lust. But I don't yet here because I'm trying to bait a kick. He actually does get the successful kick here. And the kill target here is most likely going to be the rogue. When you're going rogue priest, the rogue usually just sits on you, and the priest can usually play very defensively and walk in for a fear. So every time I see the priest come in, I just spam Tremor Totem, because he did stomp the one down there. He played Super Rogue aggro though and chose not to heal, so we actually get Cheat Death. And when an Elemental Shaman sees Cheat Death and is still alive, it's the best thing ever. So I'm going to purge that Prayer Mending, easy. And he goes below 2k health, Elemental Mastery, Nature Swiftness, GG. And that entire game, my priest was doing as much damage as possible so that I could do exactly that and just execute with my Elemental Mastery. It is fantastic, and that comp is just probably my favorite to play. So many things that the priest can do to help you, and does a lot of damage. Now this is Elemental Shaman Frost Mage again. We do get the rogue out, so getting his vanish, and he also trinketed out of a Frost Nova, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that this rogue is not spectacular. I think about jumping off here because they pop everything. This is gonna be a Nature Swiftness heal. There it is. My Frost Mage pops off on the rogue. There's his Cheat Death, and I'm going to finish him off. Frost Mage straight to the LOS. And he does not have CS because he uses... oh, sorry. He does have CS, but he's in a polymorph, and that's the viability of the comp. Alright, again. However, this is against a Priest Warrior. This isn't exactly the best comp in the game like we faced earlier. However, this particular Priest I've played against quite often. And I believe this Priest is... Shadow. He's just not in Shadow form yet. We'll see as he comes in. We're going to absolutely blow up the warrior though. So again, what do you do to warriors? You blow them up. We're going to pre-pop Lust. Going to get a full purge. You always purge. Whenever you see a sheep, just purge the sheep target. So I did get a focused purge onto the priest there. I'm going to come around. I'm not even going to focus purge. And here's the burst. I do get the priest out there, but the priest can't catch up because there's just too much damage. And he's dead. So the greatest thing about playing against warriors is whoever the kill target is can pull them out to the open, and it's GG. If you play a warrior, don't get dragged out into the open. Anyways, playing with a rogue here, going against a enhancement shaman and an arms warrior, which is essentially turbo without the healer. You're going to want to kill the shaman here, and I'm trying to get my rogue to get a sap off, and he gets pulled out of stealth, goes into his vanish, gets piercing howl out, terrible opener. But your boy comes in with bloodlust, and he's going to pop everything. Because enhancement shamans, they need to heal, and if they're not doing damage because they're healing, you're winning. I drop grounding to secure a full heal if I need it. And the reason I drop grounding is for Earthshock, but we actually just straight up kill the enhancement shaman. I'm going to stop healing the rogue and just do my job. And there is a very dead warrior. Alright, this is a... I put this game in here to show how to kill a hunter. Now this is a longer game. It's going to last about 2 minutes, so stick with me. You can also skip it if you like, but the last 30 seconds are actually the important part. On this comp, a hunter rogue, it's not amazing. Again, it's not a meta comp, but they do have a lot of synchronizations that can work. The hunter is going to do a lot of CC, basically just kite us around. It's a survival hunter, which means that you're going to do a lot of draining. Luckily, we have a super mana efficient healer, which is a pally. And right here on the opener, watch me just kite this hunter, trying to get anything on me during the sap. I let him get it, because I don't want him to get the resap, and they don't open on the same target, which I think is very interesting. Now, if you watch my mana pool here, they're not stomping my poison cleansing totem. It would be going down a lot more if they did. Finally, the rogue gets smart, actually does it, but then the hunter gets really dumb and sends his pet out and doesn't bring him back. So your boy just completely destroys him with an additional holy shock from the pally as well. He does get a full mana drain on me though, which I believe is somewhere around 10 to 15% of my mana if he gets a full drain, but they don't have a healer, so I just need to play this game out and do a frost shock every time I can. He's going to kite me like a Chad every time he can. And watch my mana go down another 10% because I don't drop my poison cleansing totem. The reason I'm not is because the rogue is actually doing a good job of stopping him. I drop a searing totem to keep him in combat. This is a full blind onto me, and this full blind is basically going to almost guarantee the Paladin's bubble. I'm actually going to realize my mana at this point, and what's the best way to get a hunter to come to you? You are going to drink. The minute you drink, the hunter is probably going to panic and come to you no matter what their health is at, and that's exactly what this guy does. So he comes out, and here's my drink. Watch the hunter. Kill. He had no health left. He was going for CC respectably. However, my pally just had to bubble, and that was the end of the game. Anyways, this is the last one here, last game. And again, dropping my totems in my power play spot, going to Ghost Wolf to present to sap. This is that same hunter, probably a little mad after walking literally into a frost shock. So I'm waiting for this rogue to open me, because they're probably going to get angsty and do it. And they're just not, and the hunter's leaving his pet at like half health. So I'm going to get a little angsty. I'm going to start moving forward very slowly. My rogue's going to push forward as 2. We're both targeting the hunt. Now my rogue's going to do a big move here. He's going to jump off and stump the shadow step the hunt right after he LOS's the chain lightning. There, right there. So that's my cue. The rogue's going to open me, because he should. There it is. And this rogue just sits there getting pounded by my searing totem. Finally kills it. I replace it. I believe that's a magma totem, however, because I want to keep him out of vanish. Now, against rogues, especially when I'm trying to stay aggro, I usually use Nature Swiftness as a heal, which I do right there. Here's Lust for my rogue, because he's almost got the hunter. And this rogue doesn't kick my chain lightning, so it's GG. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off, heal up, and this will be the end of the rogue. And that's the end of the game. So that's all the games today. I hope you enjoyed. The main thing that I want everybody to realize is I played with a number of different comps, and every single one worked. So I hope you check out my other videos, see if you want to play Elemental or Enhancement, and see how you want to play against me. Peace.